Hello everybody, welcome into your pick a crystal card, whatever. Welcome to your reading where we're going to be doing 3 spirit messages, 3 messages that you may need to know based upon the pile you choose. Please do keep in mind and remember throughout the reading that this is a general reading. I am not reading for you personally. I am reading off of the energies that may pick this pile. But this is not a personalized, specific reading for you, so it may not resonate in all areas. Try to make sure that you take what does resonate and leave what doesn't, and remember to stay open-minded just in case there is something that resonates with you, but not 100% specifically, but it could in another area. So some of these messages may be important, but maybe you don't know how to put them together yet because it's possible they could be upcoming events as well, past events or current events. So let's go ahead and get started. When choosing your pile, just intuitively feel which one is the one that has the most resonating, accurate, and important messages for you. Over here, this is pile 1. Over here, this is pile 2. See which one you feel drawn to, and remember that if you need to pause the video to pick out your crystal or card or whatever, please do so, and we will see you soon. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. We're going to find out 3 important spirit messages for you. This pile is this crystal here, and let's see what your general card is. So we have courtship. This is the card that you guys chose along with your crystal. This can represent that maybe your messages are going to have most to do with the connections around you. Relationships, whether that's platonic or romantic, family, or even business. But basically it has to do with multiple people is what I'm getting rather than just yourself. But let's go ahead and see before we jump into that specifically. Let me pull all 3 of your messages. Message number 1 for pile 1. Okay, so that pretty much confirms what I just said. It looks like it has to do with another person. So the message I'm getting here is we have the King of Pentacles. This can represent either a work situation, a Capricorn, or somebody who works a lot, someone who is a hard worker or works a lot, stuff like that. So either this part of the message has to do with work, a Capricorn, or someone who works a lot. So the message I'm getting about this here specifically is that you are having a hard time figuring out what path to go down with this person. I see that there are general questions that you have about, the connection or about the situation. But I also see with the 7 of Wands here, upright, this represents being confused about a path to take or a direction. In reverse, this represents unnecessary confusion, if you will. So this basically shows that you have come up with too many scenarios. You already know the right one, but maybe you've just you were unsure, you didn't trust yourself, you didn't know what to do exactly, so you didn't really take that path, and then you started creating more, or maybe you're just not doubting the path that's given. Maybe you are doubting the path that is given to you, so you're not taking it. So this is unnecessary confusion or an unnecessary lack of direction. However, what I'm seeing influenced by this is passion. So as I mentioned earlier, it could be passion for your work or a specific person. So what's this about? So I'm getting that there is either, for some of you, it could be a legal divorce. If it is a legal divorce, then it looks like you still have passion for this person, but it is, what direction to go down, which is continuing the divorce or allowing it to happen. If it is not a divorce, then it can represent that there is a fair or a just or a karmic type of energy having to do with either depression or a lack of commitment. So what that can mean is that basically the answer here is that whatever's happening in this connection it's right now. So even if you have passion for them and they're not showing you the same passion back, there's a reason for it. It's justified. If there's a lack of commitment, that's why you're confused, because maybe you're thinking they're going to commit, but they are not a committing type of person, or maybe they're just too busy with work. So what I believe I'm getting fully here is that you need to be aware that this person has two different personalities, and it depends on which one you bring out of them. They can either be extremely noble or extremely immature. Maybe not extremely, but like they have immature qualities to them that makes them seem like a different person. So I believe that there's going to be some change that kind of feels pretty stressful at first. But what Spirit is suggesting here is that you start finding more details, start looking for more things about this connection, and stay patient. So don't make a decision yet, even though you know the decision. There might be something left that you just need to kind of pan out before you fully make that decision. You already know what decision to make, but basically you just might need more details or information. Spirit's asking for you to have patience, basically. So stay patient, keep investigating, keep finding your details, and allow the change to happen that's supposed to happen, because this is a karmic situation anyway. And this is good because it shows that you are learning your lessons rather than not. So be patient, understand that everything that's happening right now is fair, just, and it may have to do with karma, like a karmic situation. And keep doing what you know you're supposed to do. Now, excuse me, I totally forgot I had brownies in the oven. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, pile one. Who knows, maybe that means you're in for a sweet treat. I don't know. Let's see, message 2. Message 2 for pile 1. So this one is interesting. What I'm seeing is that, okay, so pile 1, you guys are currently working on making a decision of some sort. This decision is revolving around definitely your romantic life, because this is coming up as a separation as well. So this could mean a couple different things. Either A, you have recently separated with somebody, or somebody that you separated with has still been on your mind to the point where it's at least a little bit impactful. And you're learning your lessons about this separation. You are learning your lessons. You are getting over the karma that was involved with that relationship. So there's a separation mentioned here. And then also there is mentions of you putting too much energy and effort towards love of some sort. So, and then with the decision here, this kind of makes me feel like maybe you are working on, do you want to go back with them? Let me see, what could that decision have to do with? I think your decision revolves around the separation or the ex in general. So it could be that you still have feelings or love for them, but you've learned your lesson and now you're working on another goal revolving around this person. This person comes up as being highly immature, or you have a child with them. But you have a goal regarding your child or regarding what you learned about this connection. So you could be focusing too much on your feelings for them. And it can also represent give or take, maybe both of them, but it could also represent that you're putting too much energy in love. Like maybe you're focusing too strongly on your love life right now, whether it's bad or good. Like maybe you're just trying to find another partner, but Maybe there's something else that requires your attention a little bit more that you need to pay attention to before you can find what you're looking for. It can also mean that you're putting too much energy towards loving this person in general because they're not the one for you. So whatever it is, whatever goal that you have in mind with either a child or an immature person that is probably an ex, whether it's, getting away from them or fully healing or, I don't know, working something out with the child, whatever it is, your goal will be completed, but there will be delays. That's what the Eight of Wands in reverse represents for me. So a goal that is completed with delays. So more than 3 months, most likely. Or around there. Probably longer than you're hoping, but hope that made sense. That was a little difficult to describe. Message number 3 for pile 1. Okay. Okay, so this is going to resonate in different ways for all of you. Or who knows, maybe you guys are just all on the same wavelength right now. So what this is about, regardless of your situation, this has to do with magic. What I see here is this literally says you are putting energy towards magic. The good part is that it comes up upright, but it may not be the case for all of you. So some of you could either be practicing light spell work, or prayer or manifestation. Others of you could be doing legitimate dark magic or spell work. However, that's where it kind of boggles me a little bit because I have mixed messages here. So the details on the magic, whether it's prayer, manifestation, or actual spell work, it looks like you have made a decision out of a victim mindset to do this magic. Now, this could be good or bad. A victim mindset is someone who has been through a lot. The Queen of Swords, regardless of your gender, is usually somebody who has been through a lot. They're a very strong person, but they're using these experiences to maybe cause I think of it as like a fishing pole. You're fishing for something like attention or healing or words of kindness or something like that. You're fishing for something with your past experiences. And usually I don't associate it with being very good because a victim mindset basically shows that you're not strong enough to work on it yourself. You need something else to help it. So you're kind of like victimizing your situation instead of staying strong. Now, it's not that you're being that's not like that's what you're being exactly, but that's what I'm trying to say is that basically your decision to do this magic was out of that victim mindset. Maybe you feel like you are a victim and you can't do it alone anymore and you needed your ancestors, or you're trying to use your ancestors to call someone else in. Whatever it is, you made this decision, you already did it, or you will do it, who knows. And what's interesting is that I see that you are doing this, for most of you, you are doing this out of aggression, defensiveness, or irritability. That's where that victim mindset comes in. But the good thing is that you have positive spiritual energy showing here. So that means that if you were trying to cleanse, it worked. Or if you are trying to do anything dark, it did not work. Because here's what leads me to be a little bit confused. I see that either you are trying to get rid of someone who is like this, I'll explain in a second, or you are being this person. So for me, the Emperor in reverse represents somebody who is narcissistic, manipulative, toxic, and or abusive. This one represents to me, I think it's a 6. Yeah, 6 of Wands. This one to me represents forcefulness, trying to force something to happen. So this to me screams manipulation. You are forcing something to happen. You're trying to force something to happen. Or you could be dealing with someone who is forceful and manipulative or something like that. For those of you doing dark magic, what I get here is that you're doing manipulation magic. And it's not working, and you chose to do this out of a victim mindset. Don't do it again. For those of you who are doing light magic, it looks like you could be trying to push away a manipulative or forceful person, or you're trying to manipulate some sort of energy that you're trying to force to happen, but it's not going to work doing light magic. So here's what I have to say about this whole situation. If you were cleansing, good job. It was great. If you're doing love work, even if you say it's by God or by light spirits, it doesn't matter. Any type of love work, manipulation, changing of free will. And yes, this does include some things with jobs. Like if you were not destined to have a specific job, but you're doing spell work to specifically get a specific type of job rather than just saying, I want one that pays good or something like that, that is dark work. So any dark work has to do with love, manipulation, or change of free will, especially dominance as well. So those of you doing dark magic, it did not work, and it will affect you a little bit. It'll probably affect your mood. I think that's what I saw here, anger. Those of you doing light magic, if it was cleansing, it was good. If you were trying to force something, rather it's forcing someone in or out or a situation, I don't think it worked. And you're going to need to redo it in a better mindset where you are not acting a victim. You're going to need to hold your power instead of pushing your power on others while also being insecure at the same time. So that is all I have for you, pile one. I really hope everything made some sort of sense and resonated. If you would like the extended to this video, check out my Patreon in the description. My Etsy is linked as well if you're interested in personalized readings. That is the only place I do them, except for a couple Facebook pages, but I don't advertise them here. So, and I also don't reach out to people for messages or anything like that. I only let people come to me. I'm not like, oh my gosh, you have a witch in your energy. Anyway, you can find me on Patreon or on Etsy. And please leave a like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you thought about this reading. And if anything does come up that resonates, I would love to know your experiences just so I can see, what I predicted. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye. Hello, pile two. Welcome to your reading. This is for you if you chose this little blue and white. It kind of looks like lapis, but I'm not sure if it is. But yeah, you chose this crystal here. Today we're going to get your 3 spirit messages, 3 messages you need to know about. So let's go on and see what's going on here. So your general message is the privileged lady. Interesting. This is usually about an actual woman because I have both men and women in my deck. Unless this is about you, then of course this is genderless. So with this is probably specifically stating that maybe you have been lacking gratitude a little bit lately, like you haven't been as thankful for the things that you do have. You do have privileges over other people. It can also represent that there is a problematic woman around you who is very privileged and acts as if they are not. I don't know why it's relevant, but yeah. So let's see what your 3 spirit messages are. Message number 1 for group number 2. Okay, this one's interesting. I'm going to try my best to interpret this properly. What I get is that for a lot of you, you are dealing with a person who has a problem with manipulation, narcissism, toxicity and or abuse. Someone has a problem with irritability, anger, defensiveness, and someone is acting as a victim in this situation, rather that is you or them. If this is you, this represents that you've been through a lot and you're using a victim mindset to get past the days. You're using a victim mindset instead of staying strong. So keep that in mind. If this is not you, then it's someone who's sitting here manipulating you with a victim mindset. I'm getting here that over here there's the Seven of Wands and the Six of Wands. With the Seven of Wands, this represents that you're having a hard time figuring out a direction to go in this situation. Whether that's you being the manipulator or being manipulated, or you are being manipulated but playing as a victim instead of being strong about it, doesn't matter. I'm not calling you out for it. That's just the description of it. But you're trying to figure out what to do with this situation. Now, here's a couple things. This is kind of interesting. I'm going to show you this. So over here, this one represents, I think it's 8 of Cups. Yeah, 8 of Cups. This one represents waiting. This says literally like you need to wait. You need to stop in your tracks and sit down for a second and wait for things to blow by instead of choosing something. The Six of Wands represents force, being forceful. So these are extremely opposing. I feel like this is saying because the Six of Wands was specifically next to the Seven of Wands that you need to be careful of forcing a path and just wait instead. Now, this can change for everybody because if you are in an abusive or toxic situation, it would be best to leave as soon as you possibly feel is safe. But of course, it takes a lot of time, and maybe that's what that's saying here. It could be saying that you need to wait. Don't force it because there will be a better opportunity. Or maybe, you can't force yourself to find a path. You need to wait for it to come to you. It just depends. It's a little hard for me to say that because I don't want anybody who's in any toxic situations to wait any longer than they have to. But if that's what you feel is right for you, then that's what you should do. It could also represent that maybe you've been waiting for too long and now you need to force yourself to get out of it. I just thought of that as well. So some of you are becoming a bit reckless, careless, and overly emotional because of all this stuff going on around you. You're becoming this person that is difficult to handle, even for yourself sometimes. Maybe this isn't all the time, but I do see at the very least an amount of you being overly emotional. I believe that this person here, this situation is also they're overly emotional, but I feel for you because of your lack of direction and all that, it's just causing you to be unbalanced. So for those of you, you either have been waiting for way too long and you need to make a choice now and you need to force yourself to go down the direction that is best for you, or you are trying to force things already and you need to wait instead. So it's vice versa. If you're waiting for too long, time to force. If you've already been trying to force it, time to wait. So whichever one resonates for you. Message number 2 for pile 2. So I'm not happy with this, but I'm going to say it anyway. It looks like for you guys, pile 2, you have a goal that you are working on regarding dark magic, and it's going to happen, but there will be delays. You're doing dark magic to dominate somebody or something. I don't agree with it. I mean, some of you could be blah, 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 well-experienced practitioners. And if so, don't mind me. But if not, I have a hard time with domination because a lot of the times it has to do with love. But if it doesn't, it just depends. Okay, I'm not going to get into it. Your spell work is working, okay? It's just going to be delayed. Maybe around August you'll start to notice results. September for some of you. But basically what I'm seeing is that If you are not doing any magic at all, because keep in mind that any form of domination or changing free will is dark magic, whether you like it, ask for it, or not. So if you're not doing any dark magic, it could be possible that you are being casted on. And if you are, you're going to find out. But it's going to take a while. There's going to be delays. Maybe now that you know, there won't be so many delays, but that is only for a select few of you. I feel like most of you are the ones who are doing the practice. So some of the side effects of it come up as you being a bit more confused than usual, stuck and sad, irritability, and more stagnation. I feel like a lot of this has to do with some sort of heartache that you have been going through, either regarding someone else who has a problem with drugs, alcohol, or mental illness, or you yourself do. You may have a problem with drugs, alcohol, or just mental illness. Remember that even the smaller labels of depression, anxiety are considered a mental illness. But I feel like you've just been a little bit off the bandwagon for a little while because of all this crap that's been going on. So now you're trying to take control, and I understand that, so I'm not going to lecture you. Message number 3 for pile 2. So I guess your last message, pile 2, is that you're going to receive a message, either news or a message. Let's see. So if it's news, you're going to receive news about this person. If it's a message, you're going to hear it from themselves. I'm getting that there is a manipulative person here. They could be an air or water sign, or they are just a very highly emotional, like overly emotional in the wrong sense, not like caring, but like whack job a little bit, or highly manipulative. You're either going to hear from this person, they're going to give you a message or talk to you or something like that, or someone else is going to tell you something about them. Now, the details about this person is that you're going to see some sort of dominance that you have manifested is somehow coming to fruition. That can resonate differently for everybody. It could be that maybe when they, because the Hierophant in reverse for me represents dominance, and then the World represents a positive manifestation for me. So with both of them together, it could be that if you are doing any magic to dominate them, you're going to see that your manifestation or your spell work is somehow coming to fruition because of something that they say. Something they say is just going to make you be like, yep, it's working. It could also represent that they are going to try to come to you and dominate you again, and you are going to utilize the things or the thing you have manifested, and you're going to deny it. You're not going to allow it because your manifestation is very strongly in the way for that. I believe that this is going to indicate an ending, or some of you who are doing dark magic are working with muertos. You are working with death spirits. And because of that, it's going to cause some delays. But death spirits, muertos, they work very fast. But I think the delays have to do with the fact that, so the 5 of Swords in reverse represents fighting alone in a situation unnecessarily. So the delays kind of come from the fact that maybe you'll have a little bit of a hard time with guidance and what else do you need to do, because it could be that you should have done this with somebody else, with a partner, or it could be that you shouldn't have only used this type of spirit or the type of energy you're using. So with them doing it by themselves, there's energy being put into it and it is working, but it's not going to work as fast as you would like because of the delays, the loneliness, and the muertos. But if you're not working with muertos, if you're not working with dark magic or death spirits, then this represents that you are fighting alone by yourself in an ending that you're currently working on. So this message is going to kind of come to fruition, because if you've been trying to take control of them and get the situation over with so they can no longer control you, they're going to come in and try to control you again, and you're going to be like, nope, this is done, we're over with. You're going to have your opportunity or your chance to shine, basically. For others of you, it can also represent that basically the situation is just ended, and you are still somehow putting energy into it because you're not getting help with it. Like showing up as fighting alone, like you can get some sort of assistance or guidance or even just someone to talk to, but you're handling all of this by yourself. I do see carelessness, which is good and bad, and this person definitely mistreated you quite a bit in the past. So you may just still have questions that you have that's not allowing you to heal. So it's definitely time for you to reach out and get help, get advice, and talk to a human being. Our ancestors are wonderful, but we are in this plane for a reason, and it's time for you to get some help and assistance from human beings too. You don't need to keep fighting as alone as you are. Don't go through all of this alone. Just talk to someone if you have to. Write it down maybe and then share it on a website. That still counts. Find a counselor or a therapist or whatever you want to do. Find somebody, maybe a friend, someone who's been through a similar situation. Groups on Facebook, pages, whatever. Like for me, something that helped a lot was joining a covert narcissist group to see how many people are also going through the same thing that I never knew even existed while I was in the relationship. Did you know that a covert narcissist was a thing? Because I didn't. There's an overt narcissist and there's a covert narcissist. An overt narcissist is the regular, typical definition of a narcissist, someone who's high and mighty and it's always about them. They need to be in control. A covert narcissist is someone who reels in the most damaged people with their little shitty strings of fuck, and they manipulate with sadness and problems. They manipulate with their problems. Like, I saw physical proof of it one day when I did spell work, and I asked for the truth, but I wanted to find the truth because obviously these people are incapable of telling the truth. And I don't know if you figured that out or not, but it is very true. They just don't know what the truth even is. So I was trying to find the truth, and I kept seeing all the females that they were talking to. They would always use the same exact line. They'd be like, "I'm really ugly, and you're so gorgeous. You're beautiful. You are just the perfect woman, heart face, whatever. And I'm just so ugly. Oh yeah, well, show me a picture." And then they'll send pictures from like years ago, the same pictures that they used on me 2-3 years ago. Like it's always, they use their like sadness and problems against people to manipulate them, because usually they'll reel in empaths. That's how I was reeled in. So just a little, I don't know why I had to talk about that. Maybe it was relevant to you, but look it up. Look up covert narcissism if you don't know what it is, because it was literally a life changer. I was always looking at everyone and I was like, oh, he doesn't do that. He's not a narcissist. He doesn't talk good about himself. He's the opposite, actually. He talks bad about himself constantly. And then one day I was like, is there an opposite narcissist? And I looked it up, and then it was called a covert narcissist. It's like, oh my God, a world of literal change. But anyway, pile 3, this has been a very interesting reading. It was a little bit similar to pile 2. It was a little bit similar to pile 1, but you guys seem to be a bit more on the ball of what's going on. So thank you all for watching. If you're interested in an extended reading, you can find my Patreon in the description, and you can also find my Etsy for personalized readings in the description as well. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you thought about this. Let me know if you have any experiences that actually made sense, because I would love to know about the whole magic part especially. And I hope to hear from you guys soon. Bye.